Everything's rolling. Can I get you to clap 3 times for me?
How has working out helped you through your darkest times?
It allows you to express in a way that's constructive and safe and isn't, one of these other behaviours that people always turn to, I don't know, drink, drugs, sex, acting out in some way. It's a constructive way to self-express.
Your primary focus is on just getting to the end of your reps, so you don't get a chance to think about, that email I didn't respond to, or the tax return I've got to do in 4 days that's gonna make me work till some ungodly hour. You don't really get the time to think about that.
Sometimes it's just to forget about everything that's going on and just chain. It puts me in a space where I can just breathe, just release energy, and then recalibrate, and then come back to the day.
It's a time where I don't have to think about anything apart from just pushing through this, cool, I'm on the cross trainer for 15 minutes. I just need to get through these 15 minutes, and it's a time for me to just kind of shut off and focus.
I find that working out lifts my mood. Obviously, it makes you feel better because you look better.
It reiterates the fact that you're mentally strong, and you can get through things and you can push through. When you're doing the last rep, or when you're running a marathon and you're on your last mile and you don't think you've got anything left in the tank and you push through, it just helps affirm that somewhere in your conscious sort of being that you're stronger than you think you are, and that you can always push through.
When I work out, I shut down the whole world. I forget about everything that's around me. And you can actually feel your body feels way lighter compared to when you don't exercise, when you don't do any physical activity, you feel your body just feels that heavy.
Picking up the bar, like heavy weight, makes me not think about anything else except being at the bar and picking up the weight and throwing it.
When I work out, I feel great afterwards. And I know this all seems very plainly obvious. Like so many people say, exercise is great for you. Eating healthy is great for you. It really, really is. And I didn't realise actually how important it is in terms of mental health.
I had my first breakdown and started suffering from anxiety. The only thing that helped me out of that was fitness. I felt good. The anxiety started wearing off, and then it just became a thing of it becoming almost like an addiction.
So when I'm on the bag, I call it stress relief. People know when I'm about I'm relieving the stress. So definitely that for me is what helps me work through, any tension, any sort of conflict.
With working out, do you ever have weak moments, and how do you overcome those?
I'll be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to weak moments, sometimes I get caught up in a tsunami, man. I'm just I stay in bed. What I do to tip the balance, I do a lot of visualization. So I already imagine myself walking up the road to the gym, putting on my gloves or whatever, and it's just okay, cool. So that helps me. I'm not gonna sit here and be yes, every time I feel a little bit. Definitely not.
I do have moments where I don't feel like working out, but sometimes I think it's a message that you might be overdoing it and that your body should rest. So I will normally get back to working out if I've had a break. So I don't think you should beat yourself up too much if you do have a break from it.
Life's about balance. You're allowed to have your days off. You're allowed to have, your days of not working out. I think it's just accepting that you're allowed to do that. If I have a bad day, it's just a bad day. Tomorrow's a new day. Get back on it.
Even on days when I don't, I try to. Unless I need to give myself 24 hours, then I will literally have 24 hours just to feel everything that I need to feel, and then back to it. Because again, it's making the choice of unhealthy habits or moving forward and wanting the results. Because I want the results more than I want to stay in one place.
Yesterday actually, when I was going gym, I was like, you know what, I'll start next week, I'll start next month. But I also had to think to myself, the more I keep saying I'll start next week, I'll start next month, in 3 years' time I'm going to be in the same position, do you understand? And it's not really going to take me anywhere. So I literally have to physically lift myself up and then just push myself and be you know what, Miriam, you got this.
There's a phrase in fitness. They say the hardest lift is getting your ass off the couch. It's the first one, it's getting yourself started. And I think there's a skill there that a lot of people struggle with, of knowing, of being able to recognize I'm in this hole or I'm in this really bad space in some way, the knowledge of what you need to do, and then somehow bridging that gap and taking action on that.
A massive learning for me was that my value does not depend on my productivity. And it's allowing myself, okay, I've had a couple of bad days, fine. They are in the past. Wake up, tomorrow's a new day. And just like, be kind to yourself. Don't punish yourself. Don't try and go at 1,000 miles an hour when you're struggling to hit 2 miles an hour, you know? Ramp it up to 3 miles an hour.
I know that I want to be better. So regardless of how I feel or what it looks like outside, I still gotta get some sort of activity in every day.
My purpose, my why is what gets me out of bed. Because if I don't do it, my guilty conscience kicks in and starts telling me, yo, don't you want to achieve this? Don't you want to achieve that? How are you going to achieve it if you're just going to stay in bed? How are you going to achieve it if you don't work out? How are you going to function if you don't get up and work out?
When my alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, I think I could much rather stay in bed for 3 hours. But then by the time I get there, I'm more in the mode, I'm more like fired up. And then after the session, I feel like, yeah, I've done a good thing by actually getting up and getting out and going to the boxing gym and getting my rounds in.
Yeah, we all have those moments, you know, like, and I'd be a liar if I sat here and said, like, there's not times when, I'm drained, I'm tired, I don't feel like working out, I know it's the right thing to do, but there's times that when I just don't, when I just give it and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, because, I'm just done today. And to me, that's part of, being kind to yourself. You've got to push yourself, but it's a balance. Everything in life for me is about balance. But when I do push myself, which is most of the time, it's very rare that I don't, I know that if you change your physiology and your physical state, then your mental state is going to change with that.